Apache Junction Water Utilities Community Facilities District to order. Roll call.
Chairman Wilson,
Here.
Vice Chairman Rizzi,
Present.
Board Member Biggs.
Here.
Board Member Evans.
Here.
Board Member Gremmel.
Here.
Board Member Nesser.
Present.
And is Board Member Schroeder on the phone?
No.
He's not.
Not
He
present,
won't
all
be
right.
attending.
Thank
But then
you.
for the council meeting.
Okay, you have a quorum, Mayor?
Okay. Approval for the minutes
mayor.
of the May 18th. And
Mr. Chair,
yes,
I move that we approve the minutes from May 18th.
Second.
moved and seconded. Do we need the roll call also?
Vice Chairman Rizzi,
Yes.
Ms. Nesser,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Biggs.
Yes.
Ms. Gremmel,
Yes.
Chairman Wilson.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Okay, discussion, presentation, consideration, procurement, replacement of fleet vehicles.
Good evening, Chairman Wilson and members of the board. Just a request here we have, we're going to replace one of our F-250s and then also replace our backhoe. We're sharing this cost with Public Works, so we're going to split that 50/50, then order a new forklift for our water treatment plant so we can move some chemicals around there. This was in our budget this year. We're doing it under a state contract here in Arizona for the Ford truck, and then also for the backhoe, there's another state contract that we'll be using for that. We typically, on our vehicles, try to replace them every 5 to 7 years or 100,000 miles, and then we take the old ones and take them to auction to sell off, and then keep recycling our vehicles so that we can keep newer vehicles and we're not constantly in the shop getting them repaired. So it's part of our program that we have there.
Does the money from the auction go into your department or into the general? Oh, wait, no, yeah, that was a dumb question. Never mind. Mixing city and, yeah,
Yes. They should come back to the water district.
yeah.
Do you guys have any questions on those?
Seeing no questions, do we have to make a motion on this one? I'm asking the questions I don't know.
See one.
I don't see a motion. There
Yes.
is no motion.
Okay, so I can get a motion on expending these funds and acquiring these items?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that we approve the procurement of the F-2021 F-250 regular cab truck and one John Deere backhoe and one forklift budgeted for the current fiscal year utilizing the cooperative contract with the state of Arizona, contract number ADSP017-16617 and the Sourcewell contract number 032119-JDC with the staff request not to exceed $125,000 be approved.
Second.
Moved
Good
and
job.
seconded. Roll call.
Ms. Nesser,
Yes.
Ms. Gremmel,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Biggs.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzi,
Yes.
Chairman Wilson.
Yes.
Motion passes, Your Honor.
Okay, discussion and presentation of the First Amendment of the Water Development Agreement between Water Utilities Community Facilities District and the Superstition Vista subdivision.
So we originally have an agreement with Superstition Vistas Development. This development is south of Baseline on Cortez, so it's just east of the dump, our landfill at this point in time. We did an agreement, it was roughly, I believe, back in December with Hillstone Homes, and that they have recently sold that development to Century Communities. So we want to do an amendment to amend the owner of the property to this new developer. Then also they'd like an extension to the agreement because they had 12 months to build all the facilities there for the water infrastructure. So they want to extend that to start here in August rather than back in December when they should have and had only 12 months. So they'd like that extension. Council put together an extension and amendment for it. We're just looking for the board to approve us to change the names and extend that development agreement with them currently.
Any discussion?
I just have a question, just because I want to clarify, and I know it says it right here that the development is located south of Baseline Road along the east side of Cortez. So for clarification, there are 2 or 3 Superstition Vistas, because we have the much larger, which is all of the state land and everything, and then this one tiny piece of that community. And just for the public's sake, if any of them are watching, I just want to make sure that this is only for this small piece, not the much larger stuff, which we're dealing with the MPC and all of that stuff.
Absolutely correct. This is just a 40-acre parcel that was surrounded by state land. This was privately owned, was not part of the state land agreement or anything like that, so that'll be a future agreement that we'll do.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion on this one?
Oh, God.
Do we need
I don't think
one?
it's a motion, is it?
Do we need
There's
a
not a
motion?
motion.
I didn't
We-
see one, Your Honor. I
Do
mean,
we need a motion on it?
probably.
This isn't the agreement, right? This is just an update?
It's a change,
It's a change to the agreement.
yeah.
Oh, it is?
Are we
Okay.
able to do that since it's not listed in the, it's listed as discussion and presentation?
Of
Was
the
not
water
listed
development
for
agreement.
consideration.
I can make a motion. Or- If we
So
need
it says
one.
discussion presentation of First Amendment water development agreement.
See, I didn't think we had a motion.
Discussion presentation agreement.
I don't think we can.
Yeah, you would, I think Mr. Biggs is correct. It doesn't say consideration of, so
Okay.
we'd have to bring it back for a vote.
Okay. All right, we'll bring it back then.
And I see that the next one is like that as well, just FYI.
The next one is not a,
Just a point of clarification, Mike. So is there any issue on timing if we wait
That's what I was going to ask.
2
No.
weeks to do that?
no, they're still working through their process. I think the developer's going to be doing some stuff on his own, at risk at this point in time, because he wants to keep it moving.
I see the
But-
same language on 4 as well, so
Yeah.
we'll.
And
is
4
that-
is just a presentation
Okay, so that's
discussion.
what
That one's,
we're-
no motion on that one at all.
Joel, just to clarify, the ruling on that was that it didn't say consideration, for consideration? Okay.
Yeah, for the public, that means, consideration means a vote,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
So that would be September 21st, maybe, that they'd
Yes.
see it again? Okay.
Okay. Then discussion and presentation of the agreement between the Water Utilities Facility District and the Superstition Mountain Community Facilities District Number 1
Okay.
for non-potable water.
Correct. So the water district is currently working with the sewer district on a non-potable water agreement. This is part of the state land development here in the future. They're putting together a master plan for non-potable water. So Brookfield and D.R. Horton is designing the system for both water and sewer. Again, what's going to happen here is the sewer district's going to provide, we provide the water to the development, the wastewater comes back to the sewer plant, and now we have that non-potable water. What do we want to do with it at that point in time? So there's 2 things that we'll be trying to do with this development. We're going to use it for irrigation, so we don't have to treat it to potable standards. We'll use it for direct potable reuse in the future if we need to, and we'll also recharge it into the ground. And that's part of this system that they will be building for us. Kind of just get you guys familiar, a little more familiar with it. So we'd end up, just like we do today, with our purchasing our recharge credits from the sewer district, we'd purchase that water from them and then turn around and set rates to sell our non-potable water. It'd be similar to about a third of our current potable water rates, so a lot cheaper for them to purchase that and water some of the irrigation and do different things out there. It's part of the amenity for that community also with a lake that they're doing at some of the parks as we build through that process. The water district then, once we receive that water from the sewer district, goes into a storage tank, and then we boost it out of there to these lakes. Then the HOAs would be purchasing that water from the lake and run it through their sprinkler systems. We'd have a rate for that, and then we would bill and collect those payments just as if we were providing potable water to them. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, if I,
Yes.
could I just interrupt? What is, for the public and for the council, or I'm sorry, for the board, what does potable mean versus non-potable? What's drinkable? Is it drinkable?
Yes.
Let's start with that basic.
And it's not recreational or medical, right?
And let's clarify, is it potable or potable?
That's another one.
I say it's potable today, but potable is drinking water. So those would have to drink drinking water standards per EPA or ADEQ. or
So
vote.
you can put it in a pot and
No.
cook with it.
Has nothing to do with the
And
So that's so the water we produce today. Non-potable is,
you don't,
it could be several different things. It could be effluent from the sewer plant. It could be raw CAP water. It could be well water that's not treated. It could be all of those, as it's just non-potable water. It's not ready for people to consume. Okay, so those are the big differences that we're having there.
Is it for bathing? Is it considered, can you bathe in
Not for bathing.
Okay.
So you'll even, like certain things, like on the effluent on golf courses, it'll tell you, do not drink, do not roll around in it.
Yeah.
It's there for to grow grass, but it's not really there for play.
Thank you for that.
But it's perfectly acceptable for a lake or something like you're talking here, which might have fish for people to fish in?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. So we'll work through the developer with some of those agreements, but one of the developers wants to do all kinds of lakes, the other developer doesn't. We have 2 on state land there, so there'll be things we're working through with them. So there'll be several amenities that we'll figure out.
Yeah.
For just definition purposes for rainwater, runoff rainwater, is that considered potable or non-potable?
Non-potable.
So it's basically
It's
in the
not
sense
been
the same.
treated, it's non-potable.
What's that?
Basically, it's under the same umbrella.
Correct. Yep. So if we harvested stormwater, we could put it into the pond and then reuse that as part of that, yes.
So it's not recommended to drink rainwater or eat icicles
That's
like little kids do. They
Yellow-
catch the water in their
yellow
mouth.
snow.
Most of the time you catch it before it hits the ground and gets contaminated, so you're okay there. So, but the vision for the non-potable system is to reduce demands on our potable system. So roughly, their development needed 3.5 million gallons per day. If we allow them to do this non-potable system, it takes off 1.5 million gallons a day that the non-potable system could provide to the development for these services.
And this is really great in terms of, I mean, later this week, there's a meeting all about water from another organization, but this is really great in terms of, like you said, irrigation and things. We hear water shortages all the time. This is reused, reclaimed, recycled water. We're not taking it from anybody's tap or anything like that. So it's a really great use of water, and I'm glad to see that happen. So thank you, guys.
So this will help us with our water supplies. Like we're talking, we're reducing it that 1.5 million gallons a day. We'll be using it for irrigation, and then they'll be producing more than what we need for irrigation, so we'll be recharging that into the ground, kind of like we do currently, so that we could pull it out for the future. Again, this will add for future use and additional development that we can have. So it kind of prolongs we're going to get that next bucket of water. As farther we can push this out, the more water we can reuse, reintroduce, keeps us.
And Mike, I know in the parks and such, that'll be with this water. Will residents have the ability to purchase this water and use for irrigation?
No, they won't.
No.
So you guys will hear more about it as we get into the MPC, but some of those things that we're going to be requiring, the city's working with them on, is possibly not having turf in your front yards, but like a grass or something like that, but you could put fake lawn in your front yard if you really truly want to get green grass. So we're working through that process with them so that we could reduce some of those irrigation purposes of that water. There's been some communities that have tried purple pipes through all the system. It just really hasn't penciled out for dollars that make sense to repair and all the maintenance on those systems. To do 2 pipes to a single home,
2 meters.
Yep.
2 meters, 2 everything, so it just didn't pencil out. So what we've worked with is just the major areas for amenities for parks that are large areas over 2.5 acres that could be serviced by this.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, again, this is all part of our One Water master plan here in Apache Junction and with the district and the city that we've been working through, so how we can use our water to the best of our ability. So, we'll have more on this in the future. I just want to get you guys familiar with it and understand this is, like you were asking earlier, this is non-potable, not potable water, so this is something new to the city. Not new to Arizona, but definitely new here. Any other questions on non-potable?
I don't see any. Okay, district managers report,
I have no report, Your Honor.
district directors report, district directors. No report. District treasurers report. Okay, and with that, I'll adjourn our meeting. We have a